Yes guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to a brand new video. Mikel Arteta's future is up for discussion, and very interestingly, FC Barcelona, who have just confirmed in the last few days, is it a week now, that Xavi will be leaving at the end of the season, are interested in Mikel Arteta. Now there's a lot of speculation that has been going around, to which some Mikel Arteta has reacted to, especially those links saying that he has already told his friends and family that he will be leaving Arsenal at the end of the campaign and joining FC Barcelona in Spain. He says that is fake news. That is not true. He still has a lot of unfinished business at Arsenal, especially now that the project is coming to the end of the building process. So what are your thoughts there, guys? What do we think about Mikel Arteta? If he doesn't win this season, which is more likely to happen than us winning anything, so if we don't win anything this campaign, what do we actually do? Do we get rid of Mikel Arteta? Do we give him to Barcelona for free, or do we actually give him a new deal? Now there are talks about Mikel Arteta's new deal being in the pipeline, and I really believe those stories, and I really believe that Arsenal are happy with Mikel Arteta and they would love to continue with him at least for the foreseeable future. So I want your thoughts there in the comment box below, because Mikel is one of the managers that you do not want to mess with at the moment. He's one of the best young managers in the game, in my opinion. He's one of the best young managers in the world right now. If you took him to any job and you gave him the resources, he has already given us enough proof that he can actually do any kind of job, given the fact that you set the conditions right, you set the environment right, you give him the players, you give him the control, and you also give him the right environment. So let's get on with the reports and the rumors that have been circulating. The Guardian have written a piece about it, and they've said that Mikel Arteta is angry and has dismissed speculation that he could be taking over as Barcelona manager from Xavi at the end of the season. He insisted that he has a lot of unfinished business at Arsenal at the moment. Reports in Spain over the weekend suggested that Mikel Arteta, who began his career at FC Barcelona's youth academy, which is the La Masia, had told his friends and family that he is ready to leave Arsenal at the end of the campaign and move on to FC Barcelona. Mikel says it's not totally untrue, and I'm really upset about it. Arteta said, in the right place with the right people is where I am. I'm immersed in a beautiful journey with this football club, the staff, the players, and there is a lot to do. I love what I do, and every single time, every single minute, and I have a lot of joy. It drives you when you feel respected, loved, you see a clear direction and ambition. That is where we are now, and that is what we have right here at Arsenal Football Club. So that's Mikel Arteta talking about what he thinks his future is and why he wouldn't leave Arsenal at the moment. I think talking about two very important points that we'll talk about in this video. Number one, the fact that he's got a lot to do, and secondly, the fact that everyone respects him at Arsenal, and he's created an environment that everyone respects and everyone is happy to be about. Now, the gravitational pull of FC Barcelona, I'm sorry to say this to Barca fans, but because I'm also a Barca fan, I probably should put some Barca artwork behind me. The truth is that I don't think FC Barca right now have the gravitational pull to take Mikel Arteta away from Arsenal if Mikel Arteta didn't sympathize with their project, right? So in the summer, they've spent around 3 million in last summer as compared to Arsenal's 200 million, and that is the difference. Right now, if Arsenal played FC Barcelona, we would win that game 10 times out of 10. Every single time we played them, we would actually beat them. And this is not because I disrespect FC Barca. They're a legendary club, full of history, full of pedigree. But at the moment, this Arsenal team is way better, player per player, first and foremost, but also I think in terms of cohesion and being a group, and also being managed well, we are much better in terms of quality, in terms of everything than this FC Barcelona side. So Barca want a manager. They looked at Hansi Flick, they've looked at Mikel Arteta, they've looked at Thomas Tuchel as well, who is a very interesting option in my opinion. I would love to see him go there and see what kind of job he can do at in Spain at Barca. I don't think Mikel Arteta is a concrete option for Barca. I don't think they've looked at him and they've gone, this is our boy, right? They kicked him out at a very, very, early age, and you don't blame them. You look at the quality of players that were there at the moment. He was never gonna play, so they kicked him out. He goes out there and makes a name for himself, a career at Everton, a career at Arsenal, and a couple of other clubs that he's gone to. I don't think he is really sold onto the idea that he's a Barcelona player. I don't think he's really sold onto the idea that it is irresistible, right? If it was Pep Guardiola, I think it is irresistible, right? So if Barca wants someone who is irresistible, someone who cannot turn down Barcelona, that is Pep Guardiola, and he said it before again. If Arsenal come in for Mikel Arteta, we all knew he was gonna go there. Like Barca come in for me, I'm always gonna go back. So I think they have the wrong man, in my opinion. But what is the line of success for Mikel Arteta, and do we keep him? Do we give him a contract, or do we actually wait until the end of the campaign, evaluate what he's done, and then we can actually start from there? So that's what I'm gonna say, and I don't regret saying this. I would keep Mikel Arteta even if Arsenal won nothing this season but finished in the top 3. I would keep Mikel Arteta. I think he is one of the best managers in the Premier League right now. He will make mistakes. He's on a journey to becoming a proper manager. He's on a journey to becoming a proper manager with experience and pedigree. And that is going to take some time, and that's going to take some mistakes, like the Kai Havertz one. That's going to take some mistakes, like you're trusting Thomas Partey too much that he will be coming back to fitness and not getting in a player to replace him directly. I don't have a problem with that, right? It is a bullet we have decided to take. It's now in our meat, and all we've got to do is roll over and roll over and roll over until it cools down, and the pain can come a little bit down, if that actually works with bullets. But a new contract right now for Mikel Arteta, I wouldn't say give him a new deal right now. I wouldn't give Mikel Arteta a new deal before the end of the campaign. When you look at this Arsenal team, there is something Mikel Arteta is chasing. There is a lot of hunger on the manager's side. You look at his celebrations, you look at his passion, you look at his the enthusiasm he has with the team and in the game. It shows you he is chasing something, and for me, that thing is reciprocity. He's trying to tell the management, he's trying to provide something tangible to the management. The Community Shield is a very good trophy for Crystal Palace, Brighton and Burnley, not for Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool and Manchester United, right? So I think he's trying to get a silverware. He's trying to get something tangible by the end of the campaign that he will use as a justification for him to stay, but also for all the money he spent, which is around maybe 400 million net or 500 million net, and then also for the trust that the board has actually put in him, the trust the players have put in him, the trust that the fans have actually put in him. We have just Arsene Wenger out of this Arsenal team, and he is a gaffer that did everything for Arsenal, building the stadium, building teams that we have seen and grown to love all our lives, building structures in this Arsenal team. He's the gaffer that created Arsenal the way we know it today. And if the fans turned on Arsene Wenger and the fans said, you're not winning, you're not taking us to silverware, you've got to go. You've built a multi-million stadium, well done. You've played the UEFA Champions Final, well done. You've also won 3 Premier League titles, including a season with the Invisibles, well done. But you've got to go. You're not providing any more value, right? You've got to go, you've got to leave. So Mikel Arteta, I think, he knows that he's received a lot of sympathy from this Arsenal fan base. He's received a lot of goodwill from this Arsenal fan base. But for how long? For me, for how long is going to be answered by the fact that if he wins, we can keep him. If he doesn't win, he's going to follow the Arsene Wenger trajectory. I'm very, very sure about that. So don't give him a new deal. For me, keep him, keep the new deal until the end of the season. If he has not won anything, don't give him a new deal. Give him until January 2025, right? The deal will eventually come. But what you want to do is you want to keep the manager motivated. You want to keep him second guessing, right? You don't want to create a lot of comfort around the managerial position, just like you don't want to create a lot of comfort with the goalkeeping situation, with the striker situation, and with the midfielders and with the defenders as well. You want to have competition, and you want players to kind of be second guessing. If I don't have a good performance, what's going to happen, right? Jakub Kivio right now is one of the players that are establishing themselves at left back. So is Alexander Zinchenko, so is Takara Tomiyasu, and Julian Timber is coming back as well. So I want Mikel Arteta to be in a position where he knows he is the gaffer. Don't take his power away, don't take his authority away. But I also want us to be in a position where Mikel Arteta knows my contract's running down. We have had talks, but I have not signed it yet. What's going on, right? Probably they are trying to assess me. Probably if I don't win something, then my new deal might not actually come through. So I would keep Mikel Arteta till the end of the campaign, even if Arsenal don't win anything. But I still want that high level performance. I still want to see the Arsenal we saw last campaign. I still want to see the character, the emotional intelligence, the growth in emotion and mental states. I still want to see that from Mikel Arteta, especially reflecting from the side. So I don't think it's going anywhere. And I don't think it's going to Barcelona in particular. If it was Manchester City, with the money they have, and Pep Guardiola's in France probably, and he's been there, we might have a discussion. If it is Bayern Munich, the resources they have and the chances for them to win the Champions League, we could have the discussion. But Barcelona at the moment, I would be very surprised. I would be very surprised if you said, I've gone to FC Barca. I would be very surprised if you said, hey guys, end of the campaign, I'm leaving. I'll be very, very, very surprised. Like very surprised. He's got a lot to do, and the best years of this Arsenal team, the best years of this Arsenal project are just coming. They're not behind us. They're actually in front of us. Imagine when we win the Champions League with Saka, Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, and maybe Osimhen, maybe Ivan Toney. It will depend on who we go for in the summer. Imagine that day. Imagine the day we win the Premier League for like 20 years, after 20 years. Imagine the day Arsenal win European silverware. Imagine the day Arsenal win silverware again. Ever since we won serious silverware under Mikel Arteta, which was the FA Cup back in 2020. Imagine that day. So for me, Mikel Arteta, he's got to stay. You've got to keep him. He is our gaffer. He's one of the best in the world right now. But don't keep him in the comfort zone. Try to keep him second guessing. Try to keep him there, until he delivers. If he doesn't deliver, I mean, it is very, very easy for things to go from good to worse. Last season, Xavi won the La Liga with FC Barca, and they had one of the best defensive units in the whole of Europe. They almost conceded only 15. I think they conceded around 18 or 20 goals last season in 38 games, right? And why they considered more than 15 is because they had already won the title, and therefore there was nothing to play for in the end. And Xavi was signed on a new deal which ends in 2026. Right now, Xavi has just announced that in 2024, this summer, he will be leaving, right? So I think that is what Mikel Arteta, we don't want to do with Mikel Arteta. That is what I don't want Arsenal to do with Mikel Arteta. I want us to be in a position of power. If Mikel fumbles it, maybe next season, Arsenal are lingering between 5th and 8th, you've got to sack him. You've got to pull the plug, right? Because Arsenal have not reached the super powers level. So we cannot start going down. We cannot start going down. The only trajectory that is acceptable is upwards from Mikel Arteta. If the team is going down in any way, shape or form, you pull the plug. You absolutely pull the plug. So let me know in the comment box below what you think about Mikel Arteta, the links to FC Barcelona, the links to a couple of other clubs as well, and the new deal. Do you give it to him in the summer just to make sure that you're safe? You have your manager tied down to a new deal, which would actually be very, very nice as well. Or would you actually be like me? Just give him a few more time to work on the on whatever he's got on the agenda. If he can fulfill some of those things and we can see them at the end of the season, they're observable, then why not? Give him a new deal and keep one of the best young managers in the world at Arsenal.